Moses says, how will the people believe that you sent me? And God says, what's in your hand? Throw your staff down. And it turned into a snake. He's basically saying, like, I'm going to do miracles through you. I'm going to put my power in you and what's in your hand and turn you that's natural into supernatural. What's in your hand to us today means, what are the skills you have that you don't think's enough? Use them anyway. Your words that you don't think are enough, use them anyway. And when you use them, God will then put his power on what's in your hand. My words were not very powerful before. My words were just normal, natural words. But with obedience to God, I've used what God has put in my hand, my words, opened my mouth. And now God's put his power on my words. So now my words can be powerful. My words can be supernatural. And now I am doing what I was called to do, to be an apostle, to preach the gospel, to preach with the power of God. I prayed for people for so long, and our church got smaller and smaller and smaller, and I kept praying for people. I kept walking in my authority. I kept declaring oppression to leave people, even though I didn't see demons manifesting at all. I kept using the gift that God has given me. God had spoken, I've given you a prophetic gift, you need to use it, even though it was uncomfortable for me to call people forward and start praying for them. It was very uncomfortable for years, but I just kept being obedient. I kept praying for people and walking in my authority when it was uncomfortable, using what was in my hand. And so one day, in God's timing, March 21st, 2021, God decided to put power behind my words and the authority that I had already been executing for years. He decided on that day to then put his power on my authority I was executing in Christ. Maybe you've received a prophecy or promise from God in your life, and you're like, I don't feel like that at all. I don't see how this could be possible. And years have passed, and you feel like the same person. You don't feel like you've transformed into being whom God has called you to be. Just keep believing and just keep being obedient, and you will see in God's timing his power come upon you and create who he has called you to be.